Hello Internet, welcome to Game Conspiracies, the series where I will make a theory about popular games based on more obscure evidence or coincidences within it. For today's topic I will be theorizing about the Roblox game called Doors, more specifically, what the monster hide may really look like. But before I begin, I should explain what Doors is. Doors is a horror game on Roblox which functions similar to Spooky's House of Jumpscares, as the goal is to reach the end of 100 numbered doors that have randomly generated rooms, as well as having different monsters appear throughout the game to try to stop your progress. The particular monster I will talk about today is called Hide, a monster that is within the cabinets players can use to hide from other monsters, such as Rush, Ambush or the Figure. Hide is mainly there to punish the player if they stay in a cabinet for too long, although it does not appear in rooms 50 and 100. If the player stays in a cabinet for a long time, their screen will start to flash a faint red color, and messages saying get out will soon follow. If the player remains in the cabinet, Hide will force them out, taking 40% of their health and preventing them from hiding again for a few seconds. So the strategy is to get in a closet when you hear something approaching, but get out as soon as it's gone. The main part of today's theory is that the player never actually sees Hide, but rather just its warnings. And while the monster could truly just be invisible, I still think that might not be the case, so I will try to narrow down what Hide may look like. But before I get into the meat of the theory, there is one other monster I need to talk about, which is Seek, who can appear between doors 30 through 49, and doors 70 through 89. Players will know when Seek is coming because the lights will flicker, but unlike the other monsters, the player can see eyes start to appear on the walls. This will continue to occur for several rooms, with each room getting more intense flickering lights and more eyes, until the player reaches a hallway with a red carpet, which once at the end of the hallway, Seek will rise out of the ground and proceed to chase the player. In order to survive, depending on what room it is, the player must crouch under fallen bookshelves and run around chairs, or will have to choose between a door on their left, right, or the door straight ahead that is visually obscured by fallen debris. The guiding light will show the player which door is the real one, and if the player doesn't see the glowing blue light on the left or right then it is the door straight ahead. The final room in Seek's chase is always a hallway with hands coming out of the walls and ceiling, and flaming chandeliers falling on the floor. The player must avoid all of these obstacles to outrun Seek and make it to safety. Now that I have described how Seek functions in game, you may be asking, why is this important? I think Seek is important to this theory because Hide may look similar to either Seek itself, or may just be one of its eyes. My reasonings for this are quite simple. The first reason being the children's game Hide and Seek. Both parts of the game include the monsters' names, but it also accurately describes the way they function, as Hide is always hiding in a cabinet, and Seek is always seeking out, or chasing, the players. This coincidence makes them seem to appear to be counterparts to each other. Another, more obscure reason is the colors used in both encounters. Red. When being warned by Hide, the screen becomes a more intense red, as I stated earlier, but Seek also has red involved as well. If you look at him as he is rising out of the ground, you can see he has a pearlescent red glow. The rooms to enter during the chase sequence also appear to be a reddish-brown color. Finally, if you turn around at the end of the chase sequence, just before the door closes on Seek, you can see that it also emits a bright red glow. The color red is shared amongst these monsters only, except for Jack, who may make the room you enter red if he is hiding behind a door when you open it. Other than that, the color red is shared between Hide and Seek. To elaborate further on my argument about how Hide and Seek exclusively share the color red, it is necessary to mention the other monsters. Starting with Rush, usually the first monster you see in the game, has a gray body. Well, technically, it is just a face. Its counterpart, Ambush, who rarely shows up in the beginning but is more likely to appear at the end, is a bright green, with a pink glow in its immediate surroundings, as well as a darker green glow outside the pink, although its early design used to be a bright red. Halt has a dark teal body, and illuminates the dark hallway it appears in with a slightly brighter teal. The guiding light, which points you to the right doors in the seek chase and helps players lost in the dark, glows a light blue. Jack's face is white, but one portion of it is shadowed by darkness. The eyes, not Seek's eyes on the wall, has a surrounding deep blue glow. The Black Shadow, a secret monster with no official name as of this recording, with a very low chance of appearing behind a numbered door, is, as stated in its name given by the community, completely black. Glitch, who only exists to correct the player's position in spots with errors, or to move them closer to their friends, has a dark purple body which also glows a lighter purple shade. And the figure, who always appears in the library at door 50 and the power room at door 100, has a bright orange glow in its mouth, but only sometimes. In case you thought I forgot, there is also Sally, more commonly referred to as Window, who you see outside a window in the leaderboard section of the lobby, Screech, who appears in dark rooms, and Timothy, the spider which jumps at players looting drawers. However, I do not think they have any unique colors, although it could be argued that they all use black and or white, but I don't think that is the case. As you can see, these other monsters don't really share colors at all, but hide and seek do. Therefore, it is likely that if hide is not just an invisible creature, it may look similar to seek. Though I personally think it could look more like seek's old design to differentiate the two. One thing I forgot to mention, is that hide and seek could be connected for one last reason, which is the symbolism behind the colors they share, which honestly could be a separate theory in of itself to cover the rest of the monsters. But first, it is important to actually know what color symbolism is. Color symbolism in art and anthropology refers to the use of color as a symbol in various cultures. And in literature, it involves using colors to represent a deeper meaning. An author may use different colors to draw their reader's attention to symbolic objects, convey messages about a character, or emphasize a theme. Indoors, we can draw a theme from hide and seek's shared red color. As you can see in this image, red, which is the main focus for the theory, is often associated with passion, danger, or urgency. These traits are well established in both hide and seek. With hide, passion is not exactly obvious, but we can still see it through its warnings to get out in the way the text appears. Its font gives a more intimidating feel, also giving the player a sense of urgency to leave the cabinet, and flashes for brief moments just before hide forces the player out. Additionally, hide presents a danger to the player, as not only can it take their health and lock them out of cabinets, but can also just kill the player if they are too low on health. As with seek, the source of its danger is that if it catches up to the player, it will instantly kill them. This also gives the player a sense of urgency to run away from seek. As seen with hide, the passion symbolism in seek is not straightforward, but still exists, which we can see in the way it runs at the player, to the noises it starts making as you enter the final room in the chase, and the way it violently pounds on the door before leaving after being closed out. Therefore, the symbolism of the color red further connects these two monsters, which, in turn, also proves why hide may look like seek, if it has an appearance at all. One other, smaller piece of evidence I found while editing this video is in the flavor text for seek's badge, which you get upon escaping it for the first time. The badge's name is You Can Run, to which its flavored text follows the phrase up with, but you can't This quote references a popular phrase, you can run, but you can't hide. However, this may not be enough to say hide is connected in some way to seek since it is just a joke. But I figured I'd note it here at the end of the video since it still has the possibility of subtly hinting at hide being, at least partially, similar to seek. In conclusion, word puns, shared color schemes and their symbolism are the key reasons why I think hide could look like seek, if it is not truly just invisible, but that's just a conspiracy. A game conspiracy. Thanks for watching.